The rule of Jaehaerys II Blackfyre, the rude, paranoid and eccentric king with a heart of gold, started in a dangerous position. Damon Blackfyre, the king's cousin, ruled Westerlands and Reach, while the king's hand, Aegor Dragonscale, ruled the Riverlands. There was also the king's brother Maelys, who had been granted the Vale and the position of Master of Whisperers, in an attempt to placate him. All these Blackfyres had claims on the Iron Throne, and Jaehaerys had to play them against each other to even hope to survive. Outside of the immediate family, there was also Aegon Baratheon, the ambitious young Lord of the Stormlands, who was open about his ambition to increase his power, even hinting at a Baratheon kingship, unrealistic as that sounded. In 358 AC, a daughter was born to King Jaehaerys and named Alysanne after her grandmother. The king's first child was his son Aerys, who had been born around the time of his grandparents' death a year before. The unpredictable King Jaehaerys immediately announced a betrothal between the two infant siblings in the old Targaryen style, and placed a dragon egg in Aerys' crib. Later that year, a raven arrived from Jaehaerys' uncles at Castle Black. The wall was under attack. The wildlings had united under Hagan Talltalker, and the Night's Watch was requesting the aid of the realm. King Jaehaerys saw this as an excellent opportunity. He had been trained by Gerald Carlet after all, one of the best commanders of his generation, and had been looking for an opportunity to test his training, and his dragon, Neritos. So the king rallied the banners of his northern vassals and marched to and beyond the wall to defeat the wildling host. Hagan Talltalker had given the Watch a run for their money, but against a host of 10,000, his armies quickly melted. The dragon Neritos, now about the size of a pony, successfully protected the king during his clumsy but inspiring battlefield duels, and the war was won in 6 months. The combat experience that Jaehaerys gained proved invaluable immediately. In 359 AC, King Jaehaerys II ordered the arrest of Aegon Baratheon, Lord Paramount of the Stormlands, to make him answer to several accusations of murder. But anti-Blackfyre tensions had been building in the Seven Kingdoms, among what few Lords Paramount remained outside of the royal house. Aegon Baratheon refused to come to King's Landing, raising his banners in revolt, and was joined by Rickard Karstark of the North and Jeanette Martell of Dorne. The three powerful vassals together called for an end to the arbitrary tyranny of House Blackfyre and the abdication of King Jaehaerys. The clear anti-Blackfyre message of the rebels convinced Damon Blackfyre, Aegor Dragonscale and Maelys Blackfyre to rally with the crown or risk losing their seat. The stage was set for the bloodiest and longest conflict in a century, the infamous Great Revolt. Most members of the enemy houses that were present at the Red Keep were forced into house arrest, including the grandchildren of Jeanette Martell and Serwyn Baratheon, member of the King's Guard for a generation or more. Sir Serwyn was later released after his family paid a ransom, and even allowed to stay in the King's Guard. This was, however, a grave mistake. The 71-year-old knight broke into the royal bedchamber one night, shouting death threats against King Jaehaerys for the injustice done to his family, and he drew his sword against Sir Harris Kidwell, remarking that even at his old age he could cut through him like carving a cake. However, luckily for House Blackfyre, this proved an empty boast. Sir Harris defeated the traitor Sir Serwyn, who was clapped in chains and fed to Neritos at dawn the next morning, witnessed by a furious King Jaehaerys, who was now more than ever determined to refuse any compromise with the rebels. The bloodiest battles of the war took place in the plains and wooded hills between the Kingswood and Storm's End, with the royal army led by the king personally. The Battle of the Broad Arch was a smashing royalist victory, which left some 8,000 Stormlander rebels dead on the field. The siege of Storm's End took the better part of a year, during which time the Dornish took most of the islands in Blackwater Bay, including Dragonstone, but eventually Jaehaerys' army captured the rebel castle. This new foothold in the Stormlands ensured an uninterrupted supply line for the spring campaign of 361 AC. The royal army of Vaelmen, Riverlanders and Crownlanders under King Jaehaerys defeated a large host of Northmen and Stormlanders led by Aegon Baratheon personally, at the Battle of the Parchments. But when the defeated rebels were chased down and given battle again at Haystack Hall, the king's brother, Prince Maelys of the Vale, was slain in the fighting. This war had cost tens of thousands of lives, and something drastic needed to be done to stop it. The defeat of a large Dornish host at the Battle of Fountain in the spring of 362 AC presented the opportunity that was needed to end this rebellion. The army had been guarding the entry to the Bone Way, which now lay open and unguarded. A small mobile vanguard led by the king marched through this treacherous mountain pass and through the Dornish deserts to Sunspear itself, and Jaehaerys ordered his allies to do the same. As the host besieging Sunspear grew in size every day, a negotiator left the castle, waving a white flag. He proclaimed the death of Princess Jeanette Martell, and that the Dornish were willing to lay down their arms and accept the overlordship of her grandson, Quentyn of Pab, the son of Hodor the Clueless, who was married to Jaehaerys Blackfyre, and also happened to be under house arrest at the Red Keep. King Jaehaerys accepted. Without their Dornish allies, the battered Stormlands had no chance against the Iron Throne, and Aegon Baratheon too surrendered, accepting his imprisonment and giving up Storm's End and the Stormlands to the crown. That just left one last rebel lord to deal with. Rickard Karstark of the North's participation in the rebellion had been unpopular with his vassals. Many had refused to send their troops south, or had even allied with the crown. So knowing the lord's weak position, when Karstark refused to surrender, King Jaehaerys in turn refused any compromise. He sailed what remained of the royal army all the way from Sunspear to allied White Harbor, and marched from there to Winterfell. He was soon joined by the rebel northern lords and forces from the Vale and Riverlands, and the gates of Winterfell finally fell when the king deployed his dragon, Neritos, who burned the Karstark men in the main gatehouse, allowing the royal rams to break down the gates unmolested. Rickard Karstark was arrested, and after 5 years of brutal warfare, the longest and bloodiest conflict in Blackfyre history was over. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to JJ Gaming, and a Merry Christmas to you all. Yes, we are back with Jaehaerys the Indolent, who actually, following a suggestion by Orphan2A in Discord, I'm going to rename this guy. There we go, the Rat. Jaehaerys the Rat of the Iron Throne, yes. I thought it was a good name because of our red hair and our sort of angry disposition. We are a lunatic, we are paranoid. We are a little bit crazy, so I think the red is appropriate. And I did another thing that many of you have requested. Most recently, it was Hubert Hebner, but there's been a couple of other commenters that suggested it in the past. So I finally got around to doing that. I added the House Dragon Scale to the game, yes. After the death of Aegor, who, you know, one might say was still a Blackfyre, a new house was born, I would say. So the Blackfyres of the Riverlands are now House Dragonscale. Aegor is the founder of the house. It's already got 11 members, only 5 of which are living, but that's fine. And it's a cadet branch of House Blackfyre. Let's see. Here we go, Aegor Dragonscale. Yes. And there were also some comments, because last episode I asked you guys what to do with the 2 kingdoms we now gained, and there was some discussion about whether we should give it to Blackfyres again or not. And I think at least a few of you think that we should give it to loyal vassals, and I kind of agree with that. I do want to defend myself a little here, is that I didn't really give that many kingdoms to Blackfyres. Most of them were just inherited. I think the only one I really gave directly to a family member was the Vale, because the Riverlands were inherited by Aegor Dragonscale through his father, Elston Tully, who was matrilineally married to Shiera, the oldest daughter of Aegor. So that was not a kingdom that I seized. That was just a kingdom that was inherited by Aegor. Same goes for the Reach. Daemon is a son of Ella Tyrell, who is of House Lannister and who inherited the kingdom by herself. So that in that sense, the only thing we did was marry her off to a Blackfyre. So I only gave away really the Vale, but I think I do agree with you guys that we should reward our followers more, and I especially think that, and that is the next major point here is I especially think that because while I was doing the save game editing to give our boy here his own proper house, the House Blackfyre, while still maintaining his Blackfyre bloodline, I noticed that there's a lot of occupied territory here, and that's because there's a war going on right now. Wayfarer's Rest war for Lord Paramount Daemon's claim on the Trident. So Lord Roland the Tenacious is fighting Lady Paramount Larissa Dragonscale, who we can now really call Larissa Dragonscale. And he is pressing the claim of Lord Paramount Daemon, who is already the ruler of both the Reach and the Westerlands. So that's and he's about to win this war, so he will be Lord Paramount of the Riverlands as well. So I think, after the anti-Blackfyre rebellion that went on in the last episode, I think Jaehaerys is maybe a little bit more hesitant to just willy-nilly give out all the new titles he's gained to other Blackfyres. I think maybe he will want to do it with loyal vassal houses instead. And the last episode, I only saw 2 lords in the Stormlands who did not join their liege, the Aegon Baratheon. Where is he? Here he is. He's in my dungeon I think. Yeah. Aegon Baratheon. There were only 2 lords in the Stormlands who didn't join Aegon Baratheon, and that was this one. House Shells of the Parchments. They're imprisoned by Lord Paramount Daemon, I guess. Could try to rescue them from prison, I suppose. And Oliver Musgood of Drake's Grave. These 2 people joined the crown. They were 2 royalists compared to their rebellious lord. So I think we should give the Stormlands to one of them. This guy's in prison apparently, so I guess we can't give it to him. And he's also a lunatic, and he doesn't have really the best traits. So I think we will give it to this man, Oliver Musgood, or alternatively, we could give it to Glendon of Griffin's Roost, who's already very powerful, or House Dondarrion over here, who's already got 6k levies. But these guys did fight against me during the latest rebellion, so I think we will not do that. I think we will give it to our boy Oliver Musgood. I think that's a good solution there. Kingdom of the Stormlands, my man. Have the Kingdom of the Stormlands. Here you go. I hope he moves his capital to Storm's End, because this looks very ugly. So we have a new ruler in the Stormlands. It's a loyalist house. Let's see if he will continue to be loyal, because soon we will probably have to deal with our extremely powerful cousin over here in the west, who is going to control the majority of the land, and already has his eyes set on the throne. Do you want an non-aggression pact with me? No, I guess not. Okay. Are you in a faction? Not yet. If he's in a faction, it will be immediately like 100%. So we're lucky that he's not. But then we have the north. We have a couple of houses who rebelled against us in the north. Let me just look them up in the recording of the previous episode there. Well, it was for sure the Dustins here who were loyal to us, and it was the Manderleys. And I think the Manderleys are more appropriate than the Dustins here. There was a couple of houses up north as well that were loyal to us, but not the Reeds and not the Boltons. One of you guys suggested we give it to the Boltons because they are the traditional enemies of House Stark, and therefore probably also the traditional enemies of House Targaryen. So they would be a natural ally to the Blackfyres. But they were loyal to House Karstark, so we will not give it to them. I think we will give it to the Manderleys. They're already a very powerful house. We landed our army in White Harbor when we marched on Winterfell, and they let us in there. So I think we will give it to Harlan Manderley. He's also a great diplomat, so you might want to make him the master of laws as well. Harlan Manderley, it's your lucky day. We will give you the Kingdom of the North. Here you go. We have 2 new strong loyalist vassals on either side of the throne, and we have, of course, Quentin of Dorne, who is in prison right now. We'll offer him a non-aggression pact in the hopes that he will then stop with the stop joining factions. We could also try to marry into House Musgood. We could marry this lady, Eliana Musgood. You want to marry Jaehaerys, Hand of the King? Hand of the King of me? Hand of the King of the Iron Throne? Are you? Ah, yeah, he is, I guess. We were going to give him something as well. Could we still do that? I think we still hold something. Dragonstone we still hold. We could give him Dragonstone, I guess. We hold more, do we? Don't we? Yeah, not really. Okay. Well, Jaehaerys, I'm sorry. And I think we're not going to give you anything. I think we will marry you off to the Musgood woman, though. Where is she? Eliana Musgood. We can take her as polygamous spouse because we're a lunatic. Let's not do that. Jaehaerys, we found you a suitable wife. We should also marry into the Manderleys, I guess. Keep them on our side. Donald Manderley, he's married. What about BM Manderley, also married? What about... Okay, these guys are all dead. We have Alice Manderley. We have a young son for you. Stefan Blackfyre, my nephew. Stefan Waters. Could do that, I guess. What about Harlan, maybe? Harlan Manderley. Can we marry you off to somebody? Gail, my strong daughter. Or Visera, my sister. Gail, I guess, is fine. My daughter. Yeah. Not matrilineally. I think that's a good idea. Just keep them on our side. We have Lord Paramount Vhagar, who we already have a non-aggression pact with, I think, because he's my nephew. Do we have a non-aggression pact with you, my man? Pretty sure we do. No, I guess not. Can we not do that? In that case, we will have to marry you to somebody. Let's see. Vhagar, why don't you marry Gail? Yeah, let's do that. Just marry because we need all the help we can get if we're gonna fight our cousin here. All right. We can upgrade some holdings. We can go. Oh, we did another thing that I didn't show you guys. We changed the name of the dragon house to The Sword. I thought it was appropriate. One of you guys, I think it was Orphan 2A again in Discord, he suggested naming you the Blackfyres as well. But yeah, I thought this was nicer. It sort of alludes to the fact that they are sort of our Blackfyres, our real Blackfyres, our dragons. And yeah, little Naritos was wounded, so we cannot go on any dragon conquest anytime soon. But that's fine, I suppose. It's a bit of a shame, but it's fine for now, I suppose. We can banish Lord Rickard Stark. Well, I guess he renamed himself to House Stark finally. It's a bit late, my man. Should we banish you to the Watch, or should we execute you? I think we will execute you. You really... Oh, he's also the rivals with Lord Manderley, so that's even better then. We will execute you because you are a rebel traitor. I mean, we will not give you the mercy of sending you to the wall. Execute this man. Behead him. Feed him to my dragon, yes. Ah, let my dragon devour him. We gained the cruel trait. I mean, that makes sense. That makes sense, I think, because we just fought off a brutal war. We were already paranoid. We were already a lunatic, so I think cruel. Yeah, that's thematically appropriate if you ask me. So we killed him. We have Aegon the Merciless. This is Aegon Baratheon. I think we will kill him as well. Execute. Feed him to my dragon. Yeah, let's do it. Let my dragon devour him. Aegon the Merciless. Aegon the Merciless. These two horrible rebels. We didn't catch. We didn't catch Jeanette Martel. Otherwise, we would have burned her as well. You guys don't revolt against me, man. You don't. You just don't do that. All right. Who else is in my prison? My cousin. We will release him. Bernard of Dorne. We will release Prudence. We can call her for a trial. We will release her. She didn't really do anything as far as I know. And we can release Quentin Martel. We offered them an aggression pact. Yeah, that's fine. Lady Prudence of Dorne can marry Olador Blackfyre. That is fine. That is completely fine. You guys can marry. Because I'm pretty sure you will... Well, Bernard will inherit the north, and he's married to matrilineally to my sister. So I guess Dorne will eventually be under the Blackfyres. But I think just doing it through regular feudal marriages, I think that's fine, right? And these guys are a very distant branch of the Blackfyres anyway. So I'm fine with that. Alright. Well, I hope you guys are happy. We created some new loyalist houses, the Manderleys and the Musgoods. May they reign for a long time. And I also think we should keep the trident in the hands of the dragon scales, guys, because they've ruled it for so long. I checked it when I was doing the modding to get House Dragon Scale here, but Aegon Dragon Scale ruled the Vale for no less than 57 years. So I think he's earned a secure family allegiance there. All right, let's go. Some of you are unhappy that you granted the Lordship of Winterfell to Lord Paramount Harlan Manderly, so we're expecting to be granted the title themselves. Well, Jaehaerys, you can blame the commenters on YouTube for doing that, but that's fine. Yeah, it's fine. Jaehaerys is very pissed with us right now. Quentin of Dorne accepts his our proposal for a non-aggression pact. Ransom or release? We can't release him yet, I guess. Go for trial. Yeah, I think he still has a modifier. That means we can't release him. Oh well. I accept your suggestion that Prince Jaehaerys and Lady Eliana get married. Alright, he's already got a non-aggression pact. That's good. And I reject your insulting suggestion. King Vhagar will never marry Princess Gale. Why not, man? Let's try that again. Visera. How about Visera? She's a bit young for you, a bit old for you. But we do want that. We already married her off to Harlan Manderly, I guess. This is Harlan. Oh, yeah, there were 2 Harlan Manderlys, alright. Does that mean we have an non-aggression pact with you? Okay, good. Nice. Very, very good. He moved the capital to Winterfell. And this guy moved the capital to Storm's End. So we are back. My wife Eleanor is pregnant again. Very good. Decided to accept your suggestion of betrothal between Prince Visera and King Vhagar. Alright. Can we then... Non-aggression pact. Okay, good. So everybody who is not... he captured the Riverlands. Look at this. Oh, man. I think Jaehaerys is now really convinced that he shouldn't just give everything to his family members willy-nilly. He will not repeat the mistakes of Gerald the Eagle. But, on the other hand, this guy's back under us. We should do our best. Grew up together. Ah, that's cute. Should do our best to keep him on our side for now. Give him some money, offer an aggression pact. Give him some money first. 18 gold only. 18 opinion only. I mean, let's try. Plot to weaken Lord. Let's do that. Yep, I think that is 100% justified. Let's find some more plot backers though. Issue Lord Paramount Damon Blackfyre an ultimatum. Send a raven informing him that he is threatening the king's peace and that he must surrender the title immediately. I think we will wait for people to join us here. Whoever we can find. I think a lot of people want to join us because he is very, very powerful. I don't know what the extra plot power does though. Or does it just mean that these guys will join me if it gets to war? Well, let's hope that's true. Lord Paramount Damon Blackfyre, you illegally seized the Kingdom of the Trident from your kin, the Dragon Scales of Riverrun, and we want you to give it back, man. I want you to give it back. Issue an ultimatum. Your Grace, your demand is unjust, and I will not give up a title that is rightfully mine. I gladly defend my right by force of arms. Then war it is. This is going to be a dangerous war. We were at peace for so long. Oh, come on. Your condition has made it hard to rule, yet rule in your own name you did. But now as you sit in your hall, presiding over court, High Septon the 33rd storms through the door, flanked by his supporters. He declares you're incapable to rule effectively, and assumes the regency without opposition. You bastard. Torben of the Iron Islands. Gaiman, my brother. My brother of Messie's Hook. Okay. You bunch of assholes. High Septon gains the minor title region. Declared incapable. Alright, we are incapable. How will we deal with that? Is there any way to deal with that? This is some bullshit. I'm so angry about that. I guess they didn't want to. They didn't want to risk going to war or something. Because they. Because I just issued the ultimatum to Damon Blackfyre. I guess they didn't want to risk it. They High Septon stormed into my castle and declared me incapable. Wow, that is quite something, huh? We are intimidating, even. You shouldn't have been able to do that, if you ask me. Let's see how long that you will keep that up. That's a twist. As the months go by, Naruto seems to become more prone to bouts of rage. She frequently lashes out when approached and has already severely injured a number of guards and courtiers. I mean, that makes sense. She is bound to me, right? And I just was declared incapable, so I'm probably just raging in my little room. Good, her rage will be a potent weapon. Personal combat skill plus 50. Yeah, we're gonna do that, right? Taming chance will go down, but I mean, we're Blackfyres. We should be able to tame her just fine, and if not, you know, if a Blackfyre fails to train this dragon, he will be too weak anyway. A daughter was born, Vera Blackfyre, while we were locked up in the Red Keep. This is a theocracy now, boys. High Septon is ruling us. The hand of the king. I do hope this goes over soon, because I can't do anything. The High Lordship of Crackclaw Point is no longer considered a de jure part of the Kingdom of the Crownlands. Yeah, it's part of the Kingdom of the Reach now. I mean, the Fossaways and the Derek Fossaway once. The Reigns, I guess, now hold it. Okay, the Reigns of Castamere, but they don't hold Castamere anymore, but they hold Crackclaw Point, I guess. This is so weird. I guess we will just continue building up the Red Keep then. The Writer's wound has finally healed, returning her to full fighting strength. Great. At least my dragon is healthy again. Doesn't really help us much though. Incapable as we are. I don't know why I can't cancel this. It's been set in motion, yeah, but I guess I guess that maybe Damon was behind that whole Regency thing. You prick. You are hosting a dinner for some local dignitaries when the full moon comes into view in one of the windows. Trembling, you excuse yourself and hurry up the stairs to your bedchamber while stripping off your clothes. You are completely naked when the guards find you crouched on your balcony howling at the moon. Howoo! I mean, maybe they were right to declare a regency. You cunningly trick one of the guards into leaving the door to your tower unlocked. After escaping into the castle, you kick open the door to the main chamber where your jackal regent sits bewildered on your throne. As the confused courtiers whisper to each other, you bellow at the top of your lungs, "Hear me, I'm the rightful lord of the 7 kingdoms!" Or, gobbledygook. Well, you gave it your best shot. What will we do? Well, no. I mean, the bottom option is funnier, but I also just want to rule in my own right again. "Hear me, I'm the rightful lord of the 7 kingdoms, you pricks. Imprison this man. Screw you. He excommunicated me." I mean, that makes sense. I don't care what they think. He's a bloody traitor, guys. Let's find a new end of the king. Jaehaerys, help me here. Help me out here. Minus 25. Fired from council. No, we didn't. You're back. Did not give me title. We will give you a title, bro. Just allow me to execute this bloody traitor. Go for trial. We can betroth somebody. Yep, very good. Issue declaration of repentance. Maybe later. My prisoner High Septon is complaining about the dark cell in his dungeon. Suitable. How about the oubliette? Fuck you. You seized my power, man. You're a dead man. we're an idiot for doing this, by the way. I guess everybody will hate us for imprisoning the Pope. But hey. The matter of trial before the court, which the Jaehaerys Blackfyre shall oversee. The court seems captivated by it. Even I am almost convinced. Many seemed unimpressed, many were convinced. He made a reasonable case. Guilty still. We'll have his head on a spike. We'll send him to the wall. Send him to the wall. High Septon is at the wall. Damon, threaten him. You were complicit. Can we imprison you? No, I guess not. You were complicit in my regency, man. Alright. But now I guess my plot is stuck now. I guess we can't fire this plot now. That's annoying. Issue declaration of repentance. Yeah, let's do that. Non-aggression pact. Very good. It's come to my attention that nobody has been designated the regent of the Iron Throne. We will find somebody, man. Who is a good designated regent? Damon? Oh, hell no. Cayman. Sure. He hates me. Don't know why. Pretender and claimant. Yeah, and excommunicated. Independent. We have heard your passionate plea for forgiveness, and we are certain that you will be eager to prove the sincerity of your repentance by officially recognizing the supremacy of the faith over the kingdom. What? No, fuck you. What will happen if we do this? Can we then just declare war on him and take it back? I really don't know. I mean, no. Let's just stay excommunicated. We're not gonna give the faith any concessions after after what they did. Screw them. And with that, we're gonna end the episode. Yeah, I decided to split this recording session into 2 parts because so much has happened that I already have like a 5 or 6 minute intro for the next video. So let's see if we can handle Daemon here. Let's see if we can reduce his power a little bit next episode. And let's see, and that's what's going to start off the next episode. No spoilers, but let's see what happens with the other rebel lord we still have in our dungeon. Our buddy Quentin Martell. And it's a doozy, let me tell you. So that episode will be up next time. If you guys want to engage in the community, check out the Discord maybe. Leave a comment, etc., etc. Merry Christmas to you all. Next episode will be up in a day or 2, I think. Thank you guys for watching in the meantime. And see you next time. Bye-bye.